I am waiting to go live. I am waiting. I'm waiting to go live. Hey, everybody. I'm live. I'm Mr. Michael Adams for Keep Inspiration Alive. How you all doing? Happy Halloween to everybody in the United States. And let's see here. I know. See here. So we have the Day of the Dead goes on during the South America, Middle America, Mexico. We have Halloween here. I don't know. What do y'all celebrate? Where are you at around the world? And what are you celebrating? Today is October 31st here in United States. We celebrate Halloween. I know tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow down in Mexico, they celebrate the Day of the Dead. And let's see here. So they have one for see if I remember this right. They have one for adults and then one for children, I believe. It's really fascinating this time of year. Anyways, the veil is thin. The veil is thin. So, anyways, we're going to talk about Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry, rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace. So I was looking him up. I'm practicing telling my story as a former addict, and there you go. I think you are probably going to be aware of where this is headed. All right. So I'm practicing to tell my story because telling a story as a former addict is very, very challenging, and there's a stigma that attaches to it. And it's very challenging, and I've been practicing telling my story for years, and I really get hung up on it, and I'm really trying to let go of that process. So someone was sharing with me, helping me through this process. To talk about and share my story. Kabir Wolf, he's talking about to just share your story more and talk about it from a certain framework. Now, there is a framework of telling your stories, and it's probably a good way to even talk about even Matt Perry. So it's talking about where you're at right now, and then your rock bottom and how you climb. And I was looking into Matthew Perry because I was told to check out news articles of people that can relate. We want to make ourselves relatable to other people around the world, and I am here to lead by example, to help guide other people to be able to open up and tell their story. Addiction is nothing to be ashamed of. I know there's a stigma to it, and even I get held on to it a little bit. So we're going to let's see if I can share my screen, because I was reading through this. It might be actually easier for me to just kind of share the screen and look. Let's see, add a source. Oh, share screen. I might be able to do this. Let's see here. Window. Dun, 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 dun. What happens if I do this? Dun. Am I sharing? I think I'm sharing, right? Dun, dun. Let me go look. I need to see how this looks. Dun, 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 dun. I hope everyone is having a fantastic. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It doesn't seem that it's sharing. Let's see here. If I were to go whoop, swap it over here. Oh, it's not sharing. Why is it not sharing? Okay, anyways. Okay, trial and error, people. Trial and error. Virtual background shut down another application. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Studio Restream is sharing a window. Yeah, but maybe I can go whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, maybe I can do this. Yeah, okay. I go whoop. Look over here. You have to bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm practicing. This is all a work in progress. Okay, give me a second. I'm looking online. Oh, my. Okay, I can't figure this out. Anyways, so sharing my story, Matthew Perry. I looked him up. I was reading up on Rolling Stones, and I was looking on Rolling Stone magazine, and I was looking up the Matthew Perry, right, and what he went through. So this guy was he was a guy on Friends, and he was a person on Friends, on the TV show Friends. You want to? How does the Friends song go? You want to go where you can go. People are all the same. No, that's a different. You want to go where everybody knows your name. That's a different song. I don't know. Friends, did it? I don't. You know the TV show Friends, right? Anyways, so Matthew Perry, he was a guy. He started off as a young age, and then he became an alcoholic. And he is openly spoke about this according to Rolling Stone magazine. And some of the things, and then he ended up getting a TV show, into rehab, booze, and then on Vicodin back in 2011. So he ended up getting on Vicodin. He ended up destroying his life on and off. He was on and off a lot of these drugs now, drugs and alcohol, but he never got into heroin. Heroin was like what he talked about. He drew the line there, but he really battled. He was taking, I think it was like 55 Vicodins a day. Oh my God, I can relate to this. Who else can relate to this? You know, and yeah, so I was taking my most. At my peak, I was doing about like 60. And I could have taken more, but I was doing about 60 Vicodins a day. So like him taking 55 a day, totally relatable, right? And how he kind of like went in and out of rehab. He drank a lot, so he was like at his peak. He got into show business. He then crashed because he started to drink, and he went into like rehab. He was kind of in and out of rehab. He would get sober for a little bit, and he really, really, really struggled. And then he ended up getting like some kind of injury, and got on Vicodin. And the Vicodin it's an opiate. It's a low form of opiates, but that's why you take so many of them. But it also destroys the liver, and it destroys the kidneys, and it destroys your insides. I remember when I used to take it, I would get like really bad stomach aches, and you could feel the health issues of it, like what's happening within you. It's horrible. It's not fun. It's not good. And so he ended up dying, passed away on just a couple days ago, back on the 28th, I believe, October 28th. They found him in a jacuzzi. So he wasn't water, but he was and they don't know as of yet if there were any drugs or alcohol. They did talk about that he did talk about a while ago. He just did an interview recently, and he was talking about how he was 18 months sober. And he wrote his memoirs. His memoirs ended up being his obituary, and it was just kind of like really like interestingly sad. Now, one of the things that he talks about is the ups and downs and the sways that he went through. And I can relate to this. And who else can relate to this is the helping people. When you're like deep in addiction and you're really like fighting to get out, it's like, why is it like so many people can like, why do some people live and why do some people die? And that's a hard one, because there's something called survivor's guilt, where people that do get off of it, and then they watch all their friends around them like pass away from addiction. There's something I struggle with that as well. I've had a lot of people pass away from my circles and extent of being on drugs and for being as long as I was. Some people live, some people die. Why is it that some people can get on these things, and why is it so easy for other people to get off of them? I'm someone that was able to get off it, but before I was able to get off all these like heroin, methamphetamines, cocaine, like you name it, cocktail of things, pharmaceuticals, antidepressants, just a whole bunch of things, Oxycontin, fentanyl, whole bunch of things, right? And I did it all cold turkey, separately, one by one, cold turkey, cold turkey, cold turkey, cold turkey, cold turkey, cold turkey. Now, when I tell the story, looking back at it, it's like, oh, it doesn't seem like, oh, that guy just did it. No. It wasn't like I just did it. Oh, heck no. It was like very challenging. and I had to go through all the ins and outs, and it was an extreme battle. Well, one of the things that I recognized with it was words have power. I can't like stress that enough. Words have power. That's a huge one. Words dictate your reality. Change your vocabulary, change your reality. And like that was a huge like aha moment for me. And that's what like I really want to like try to help with other people so they don't go through this. One of the things that he talked about though was like he like as he's in the addiction, he really enjoyed helping people. He even created the Malibu. Let me see. Let me go look over here real quick. He created a Malibu and a Perry House in Malibu, a sober living facility for men. Um, and I see. So here's a little thing that's written down here, and it talks about. I wish I could figure out how to share my screen, but I can't. But uh, Matthew Perry, what he wrote down, because he did help people. He ended up opening an Malibu sober house living for men in Malibu. It's very honorable. And this is one of the things that Matthew Longford Perry, wrote right before he passed away. I've had a lot of ups and downs in my life, and I'm still working through it personally. But the best thing about me is that if an alcoholic and drug addict comes up to me and says, "Will you help me?" I will always say yes. I know how to do that. I will do that for you, even if I can't always do it for myself. So I do that whenever I can in groups or one on one. And I've created the Perry House in Malibu, a sober living facility for men. I also wrote my play, The End of Longing, which is a personal message to the world. And I got a lot to share about this, which is a personal message to the world in exaggerated form as me as drunk. I had something important to say to people like me and to people who loved me, who loved people like me. When I die, I know people will talk about friends, and I'm glad I'm glad of that. Happy I've done some solid work as an actor, as well as given people multiple chances and to make fun of my struggles on the World Wide Web. But when I die, as far as my so-called accomplishments go, it would be nice if friends were listed far behind the things I did try to help other people. I know it won't happen, but it would be nice. Okay, now here's a couple like very interesting things within this. So he likes to help people, and he also did a play about like, oh, what was it again? The end of longing, which is a personal message to the world. I myself have created personal messages to the world. Is this an addict thing? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. It's very interesting. It's very intriguing. Like, is it an addict thing? Is there any other addicts out there that have done that? I have created a message to the world as well. I did it through a playlist. I did it through music, connecting over 100 music videos together to tell one big long story to try to help people get through hell, get out of hell, and tell a story through the formatting of connecting over 100 videos. So I find this very fascinating. So anyways, I'm doing the comparison of this because it's so challenging as an addict to tell your story, like super challenging. And it doesn't need to be. And so like I want to lead by example. And so there you have it. So that was his kind of like his starting from the top, movie star, fame, celebrity, and then he crashed into addiction, alcohol, and Vicodin and things like that. And then he pulled himself back out multiple times. So there's this like effect of like, all right, I'm good. I crash. I'm good. I'm crash. I'm good. I crash. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is addiction. And it takes a while to get through it. It's not fun. It's not pleasant, but it's the road we take. It's what we get into. And it's a life or death journey that we need to keep going through. Community, and words have power. Surround yourself with people. I think that's why like AA and NA works. Didn't work for me, but it does work for a lot of people. Like I surrounded myself in a different kind of community. It was like, kind of It was people wanting to get clean and sober. They knew the journey of AA and NA and the effects of it and how to go about it. And so, interestingly enough, there are within like the steps program. I never went through the steps program, but I did because through my own self-realization, I dove deep. I would sit in myself with like being a hermit, and I would sit in darkness and I would like just really like reflect, and I would go inward. Meditation is my saving grace. Meditation is like my big aha moment of the world. My meditation is like, if what do people have common all throughout history? Meditation. If we're still talking about them from 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 250 years ago, 500 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, the one denominator that they all have in common is every single one of them, just about as far as I'm aware, the research that I could find and look into, like why we still talk about why these people are so famous. One denominator: meditation. There is something to it. Aha moment. Aha. And that is what helped get me off drugs, transition off drugs, and stay off drugs. Nervous system, mind, bodies, connection, and understanding my own nervous system, relaxing the nervous system, calming the nervous system, which calms the mind. And it creates this like loop back within the system. And it also helps reprogram the mind, understanding a level that we can rewire our brain, and we can like, you know, but it's challenging. It takes work, and you all can do it. So I want to be like the inspiration for people that are going through addiction, make myself vulnerable and more real to everybody else. And I'm doing my best to share my story because I have struggled to tell my story. It's taken me a very long time to very openly tell my story, and I'm still working on it, and I'm still letting go of it. It's hard, it's challenging, but I'm doing my best to be the voice of reason for other people that you can do it. You can get through any addiction that you're going through. Addiction doesn't just mean drugs, ladies and gentlemen. Addiction means a lot of different things. We have pornography, we have alcohol, we have social media, we have online. There's a lot of addiction going on this planet right now. So addiction is a huge, huge, huge thing that we need to work on as a collective, as a planet. I'd like to be that voice of reason. I've gotten off all this stuff and I've done it on my own. And it was very challenging. I've really fought through this on my own. And now I'm building a brand around it to help other people that you can definitely do it. I'm Mr. Michael Adams. This is Keep Inspiration Alive. Global Inspiration Nation. Stay strong, stay you, and happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you next time.